BMW isn't any stranger to slicing up eye into ever thinner pieces, as evidenced by its prolific, some might say confusing, lineup of numerically inconsistent body styles, as well as practice of applying coupe terminology to practically anything with four wheels. Now, BMW has the power of multiplication to its performance lineup. M Competition is a different standalone model, slotting a notch higher than the entry-level M Performance and storied M models, and below the hardcore CS and GTS potential CSL performance rungs. That's an overall total of 5 separate performance levels. Take that, Audi and Mercedes-AMG, together with your piddling 2 offerings each. But the differences only matter if they're meaningful, and BMW believes it may carve out distinct niches for every single of these levels. For 2019, BMW has brought the M2 and elevated it to your M2 Competition. More than some other car inside the BMW lineup, the M2 represents the emotional and dynamic purity which were the brand's defining characteristics for many years. Indeed, we felt excited about our M2 long-termer, calling it a Goldilocks just right benchmark, not merely for the high-performance coupe segment but in addition BMW itself. So what the results are when Goldilocks is bestowed that has a hotter engine and suspension bits from your M3 M4? Does it lose the balanced luster which makes it so special? On the contrary. The 2019 M2 Competition is much better than the car it succeeds, retaining the magic making it so brilliant though benefiting from many substantial changes for the powertrain and platform. Let's begin with that engine. Out using the Rorty twin-scroll turbocharged M55 3.0-liter inline E6, as well as in with the M3's single-scroll twin-turbo S55 3.0-liter inline E6, which ups the horsepower from 365 to 405 horsepower, a decent bump vehicle that weighs around 3,500 pounds. As before, power is put for the rear wheels through a standard 6-speed manual or even a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission. BMW estimates a 0 to 60 duration of 4.0 seconds flat when equipped while using DCT. Scrubbing over power are new optional brakes, featuring 6 pistons clamping down onto massive 15.7-inch rotors at the start, along with a 4-piston setup with 15-inch rotors out back. BMW would have literally stopped there, playing with keeping with M Competition's mission to become a more track-focused variant. In addition, it upgraded a reasonable number of bits over the chassis, pilfering bits through the M3 and M4 parts bin. Front-end rigidity is increased via a gorgeous lightweight carbon fiber strut that arcs about the engine, augmented with a bulkhead strut from your M4. The M2 Competition also advantages from lightweight aluminum axles back and front, plus the rear FivLink axle is bolted directly for the subframe without having to use rubber bushings. These changes mean a package that generates a shot of caffeine for an all-watchy lively vehicle. The M2 Competition doesn't feel a whole lot transformed the way it does reinvigorated, as if it returned to its employment after a month of massages and private training. That refreshing spirit is echoed from the M2 Competition's exhale. I was worried that this S55, along with an electronically controlled twin-flap sport exhaust, would produce the identical mechanical bleating that befalls the M3. Instead, I was pleasantly surprised with a seductive growl that builds into a silken frenzy since the revs crescendo. There's no mistaking the truth that a BMW inline E6 is in the hood. On the track, the M2 is correct at home, with inputs and reflexes which can be direct and satisfying. It's ridiculously very easy to explore the limits at any speed or angle and now have the confidence to rein it way back in. There's all the more steering feel than before, though BMW could still make use of a masterclass within the art of servo-tactility. This playful nature is possible with all the stability control set to M dynamic mode, in harmony using the active M limited slip differential permitting greater wheel spin before intervening. If you feel as being a true hero, the steadiness control might be fully deterred. BMW has created it all too easy to cycle through various drive settings by placing dedicated buttons within the console to alter steering, engine, and stability preferences. Further personalization may be possible by programming your chosen mode combinations in the M1 and M2 buttons located around the steering wheel. The 6-speed manual features light, direct throws. The movement between gears feels a little bit rubbery. Each downshift is accompanied by the zesty blip through the rev matching function whether you want it or not. The only way to defeat the machine is to engage the aforementioned true hero mode. It would be nice to make off rev matching without risking a loss of profits of traction. How about it, BMW? There's room for just one more dedicated button for the console. Dial everything to comfort, and out inside real world, the M2 Competition settles as a result of delivery a ride that somehow seems to be both sharp and supple. Best of all, in spite of the increased performance, this is the car that might handily act as a daily driver. Visually, the M2 Competition incorporates both functional and cosmetic updates. Adaptive LED headlights flank the iconic twin-kidney grille, which stretches a little more forward out on the sides, now framed in high-gloss black trim. Wider openings inside the valance encourage greater airflow, along with an additional engine oil cooler is tucked underneath. Inside, the optional M Sport bucket seats are supremely supportive and comfy, and there's an illuminated M2 badge just beneath the integrated headrest, which I'm sure is wonderful to look at when you're not sitting inside seat. For 2019, the M2 will only be offered in competition form. Starting at $59,895, it's not the performance bargain it was, community. Still handily undercuts the Audi TT at $65,875 plus the 2019 Porsche Cayman S $70,350 while trumping them both on horsepower. True, the Audi comes within 5 horsepower with the M2 Competition's rating and possesses all-wheel drive, nevertheless it doesn't provide a stick at any price. Now that we've seen the outline of BMW's performance hierarchy, it's tantalizing to concentrate what an M2 CS or CSL might appear like. But from the meantime, the M2 Competition's balance of power and poise earns it the authority to stand at the top with the 2 Series lineup.